Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. We're here at Turning Point Day, USA Day 2. Jack Posobiec, welcome back.
Harry, glad to be here, man. Very good to be here.
Look, I've been saying this all day, but this is like nothing I've ever been to. In the UK, we have these big political conferences. There's a dwarfing scale to this. 25,000 people all over America, other countries, students, adults, cross-section society. What would your friend Charlie have made of this? I mean, it's almost an event in his honor and legacy. What would he have made of it?
Well, Charlie would have loved this, and I think that Charlie is smiling right now and a little bit laughing at us, maybe. Laughing. You got to take care of all the fires that need to be put out whenever you hold an event like this, and the fireworks. And specifically me, because a lot of those duties kind of have to get divvied up. But when the team at Turning Point has been absolutely amazing, but it's not about the team or any of the people, and it's about Erika, and it's about these students, and it's about all the people coming together to say, get motivated to, just like your show, save the West. Are we going to save the West, or are we going to let it fall? Are we going to let this civilization that we've built together and has been added to and stacked upon for so many hundreds and thousands of years collapse into Marxist, introverted destruction? And I don't think we will.
Remarkable speech by Erika opening this conference.
Yes.
Seems she's had enough with the bullshit, so to speak, online. Took an absolute chunk, quite rightly, out of nonsense.
For people who think that Erika Kirk is no wilting flower.
Exactly.
Erika Kirk is a Swedish shield maiden, all right? And so it doesn't surprise. So for a lot of people who may have had one opinion of her, that having known her behind the scenes, didn't surprise me at all that she would drive right in.
We can't escape the fact that Charlie, I think, not just me saying this, many people said that he was a bulwark against some of the crazier fringes of the right in the United States. A vacuum is being filled by people without necessarily, don't seem to have the best interests of the movement at heart in what they're doing. Can I get your response to that? We saw Ben Shapiro obviously go directly for Tucker. Tucker came back last night.
Yeah,
directly for him. Nick Fuentes, rightly rounded on by, in my opinion, by plenty of people on the stage. This is not a time for a conservative civil war.
No, and actually that's what I was kind of took the words out of my mouth, because at the same time that Charlie understood that while he wanted to make sure that we maintain our values, we maintain truth, that we stand on truth, like he always did throughout his life, he also understood the importance of keeping the politically viable coalition together. And so division and infighting and bickering, this all serves to divide that political coalition. And that's a coalition that you're going to want going into the midterm elections, critical in 2026, and then of course the presidential election in 2028. And I suspect, having been around the block a little bit, that a lot of this is actually about that 2028 election. And what we're seeing is various camps being formed that will then evolve into support clusters for separate candidates.
Obviously, the man in everyone's lips, JD Vance, will be here on Sunday. Erika Kirk fully endorsing him last night on the platform, saying that we should throwing turning point support around him. We had Marco Rubio come out in Vanity Fair this week and basically concede that JD would be top of the ticket. You say that the election's already started. He's kind of got to sign up, hasn't he?
Well, he may, but I do think that we're going to see a primary, and unfortunately, I think it's going to be a vicious primary. I think you're going to, and in one respect, that's good, because the Republican Party does have a lot of candidates, and a lot of fantastic candidates, incredible talent on the bench. If you just look at the cabinet of President Trump's administration currently, and I wouldn't surprise me if you saw 3 or 4 names out of that cabinet potentially looking at presidential elections. It wouldn't surprise me to see, for example, the health secretary Bobby Kennedy, who ran at one point.
That'd be quite the journey that.
We know that DNI Gabbard, she ran at one point. Certainly, and even our Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem, I've heard a few things about that, so it wouldn't surprise me, and I mean that as a good thing, and of course Marco Rubio himself, but still potentially, of course his name has been out there, he's run before. So the point being is we've got an incredible bench in the Republican Party. You've got all of these stars, rock stars, in President Trump's cabinet. The other side, they don't have any of this, but I do worry that a protracted primary that's already begun could wither that coalition going into the midterms and weaken the current administration.
And how much do you think, on that exact point, how much do you think President Trump's enjoying this? It is still the Trump show. No one wants to see the word lame duck, but if he loses the midterms next year, it could get very awkward for him. We'll be back into this cycle of Dems trying to impeach him. I can't imagine he'll be enjoying the primary to replace him starting a year into his administration.
No, and in fact, that's why I think that there is a strategy that people don't seem to realize. That's why he keeps teasing this Trump 2028 third term run to kind of quell those lame duck rumors. So to say that perhaps he is politically viable, perhaps he would get involved in such a race himself, not just through endorsements, but actually through running. Of course, legal questions abound regarding this and all the rest of it, but that notwithstanding, he's doing that out of strategy because he doesn't want those conversations started.
Final question, I know you've got to go. Would you like to see the Vice President say something about the right coming together? Obviously, he's close to Tucker Carlson. He's obviously, he's walked quite a careful line on this so far. Do you expect him to say something, tomorrow?
Well, I think there's certainly a question for those of us who knew Charlie, were close to Charlie, like JD was, like Tucker was as well, that we need to understand there is a goal in our coalition. We can have division, we can have various issues. There are people who are pro-life in the coalition, there are people who are pro-choice who voted for Donald Trump as well. But at the end of the day, we come out, we vote, we go to the election, we put the ballot in because the overall political opponent is the left, and of course the far left, which has become much more violent and Marxist and extreme in this country. It was those people, that far left, those are the ones who killed Charlie Kirk. Those are the ones that are taking shots at all conservatives and ICE members and people like Donald Trump. And so those are the people that really are the ones that we need to be focused on. And I wouldn't be surprised if JD said something about that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Jack, thank you for joining us. Cheers. Take care.